Alright, well welcome everybody to the back shop here. Boy and I have kind of on a Saturday and we're just going to spend some time in here working on a few things. So our goal today is to at least get the Sega Turbo running. Alright, well let's go ahead and take a look at this Turbo Outrun and see what we need to do to it. So we're pulling the power supply that I bought out the Thunderblade, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the back here. Alright, so let's see what we got. Alright, so we are dirty down here. So first thing we need to do is clean that out. See what we're getting into now that we got it clean, but I'll go ahead and pull the power supply out of Thunderblade, and then I need to look at the schematics and figure out which wire is which. We're going to label them all. Should be a +5 and a 12. I don't know if there's a -5 on this or not. Let's look at the serial number on this. Let's see if we can zoom into that a little bit better for you. Focus it. Alright. So serial number on this is 219788. This was made in San Jose, California. Sega Incorporated. IC board. Serial number 861-227-6547E, and I don't know if that's the same PCB that's in there right now. I got 2 PCBs with this game. So how I got this game, I ended up looking at Craigslist and I saw an ad for a Lethal Enforcers 2, which I have a Lethal Enforcers 1. I really just wanted to go get it for the board and the cabinet, because it's in a dynamo cabinet, which I want to turn into a Street Fighter. Anyways, so I went to go pick that up and I asked him about this and he just let me put it in the van. So I basically got this for free. I think I picked the other one up for $250, and then I also got 2 Neo Geo carts. I got Art of Fighting and Metal Slugs from the gentleman. Alright, so what have I come up with? I don't know. I've been on the internet for like an hour looking at stuff. So the only thing I can find out is that 5 volts, there's only a 5 volt that goes to the power board or the PCB. I think yellow is 5 and white is ground, and then there's a green that goes to, on here, it goes to the field ground. That's what we're going to do. I hope yellow is +5. It is in Thunderblade and all of this stuff I've looked at. It looks like it is. There's 2 boards on this, and so you're getting basically 2 +5s for both boards and 2 grounds for both boards. So, alright, so I ran into a little bit of a problem, nothing big, but basically there's 4 wires and they all have one of these guys here. Here, let me focus in on it. They all have, there you are. They all have one of these on it, right? So trying to hook that into your power supply isn't going to work because I can't fit 4 of those into one little screw spot. So what I'm going to do is tag team them. So I bought these, I ran to the hardware store and got some of these. So I'm going to put 2 yellow wires in each one of these. Then I can run 2 together and then screw it down, and I'll do the same for the grounds. So I got to hook these up real quick. So I'm going to cut some wires, pinch 2 together, and then we'll be able to be in business here. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut some of these off. I already cut the yellow ones off. And then I just need to, so I got a pair of wire strippers and I got some wire cutters and whatnot. So, alright, so basically we got just these guys right here, and these are the grounds, and these are reds are your, or yellow is your +5 from my understanding. So we just need to cut all the tips of these off. It's going to make it a little bit shorter, which is kind of a bummer because it's short as it is. But, oops, I don't need those flying anywhere, causing a short later. So basically, as long as we put the whites, 2 whites together and 2, and the reason why there's 4 is over here on your jack, you got 2 boards, and so you have 2 grounds for each board and you have 2 +5s for each board. Let me just get that set up and I'll be right back. It's not overly exciting, but it's part of the process, so if you're ever going to get into arcades, it's just kind of part of the process. I'm going to use the tripod to help keep this door open. I mean, an Outrun was like the game for me. I mean, a lot of people talk about pole position, and I do enjoy pole position, but Outrun was the game. We used to have a nickel arcade we used to go to called Pojo's Nickel Arcade, and so my dad used to take us there, you know, and I think nickel was a pretty cheap place to play. So it's kind of exciting when you come across something that of your childhood and you get to own it. We played Nintendo and we did all that stuff, but ouch. But Nintendo was never as good as the arcade game. I mean, it kind of held you over until you got to go back to the arcade again. But I never really thought of it as a replacement for the arcade. And growing up, my dad had a donut shop in Seaside, Oregon, what they call the Prom or the Boardwalk or whatever. There was always an arcade there, and I remember just the sounds and the shooting gallery and all that stuff. So I think as we get older and you kind of get stuck in this mundane, not that kids are mundane, but you know, going to work and just, it's kind of nice to have something that takes you back. I kind of all started collecting with, I was in the Army and I got hurt, and so for whatever reason I started getting into, like, I think I bought a box of Transformers or something from a guy that was trying to get some money, and then that started the whole nostalgia thing. So then I got a few more Transformers. They were pretty expensive, so I started getting, you know, G.I. Joe, or I think I ended up getting some Star Wars and stuff like that. So it just starts off with little, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you got 4 totes of G.I. Joes and He-Mans and Transformers and everything else. So those of you out there that collect, you understand that. I mean, I still go out every weekend just thrift storing just to see what I can find. I mean, maybe somebody's selling I think I picked up a Transformer the other day for 50 cents. It was like a 1987. I don't remember the name of it. But it wasn't anything that I really wanted, but my boy likes Transformers, so that worked out pretty good. And then, I don't know, we just picked up our new pinball, and that has just been non-stop. Like, we have pinball nights every night with that high speed. Stratoflight has a stuck switch, so the hundreds aren't working. There's something stuck there. And I need to get some, I'm going to get one of these over here. I think I can get one of these. Hopefully we can just pinch these together. It won't be a big deal. I didn't, this is all, like, I mean, I did this kind of stuff when you were wiring up a stereo or something in your car in the 90s or 80s, you know, and so hopefully we can stick 2 wires down in there and then just pinch this. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got these 2 together. So let's, and the ones, the power supplies that I saw online, they both had them this way, so twist these up a little bit. They had them like this, so it's not like we're going to burn the house down with 5 volts. So how many of you guys out there are thinking about arcades or working on arcades? I know there's a couple great channels. John's Arcade is a good channel you can watch. The 8-Bit Pit, he does a lot of pinball stuff. He just bought a big old warehouse of pinballs. So really it just kind of started with us wanting to get a main machine, and then we did the whole ruining a basic arcade game to create a main machine, which I'm going to correct here soon. And so our Space Invaders, we put a Raspberry Pi in, but now that I have enough arcades and I'm going to have a JAMA set up, I'll be able to go ahead and just put that back. So well, hopefully let's pinch this thing and see what happens. Hopefully it holds them in here. That's it basically, right? So we got 2 wires and wire. That way I'll have some space. And that's basically what I'm going to keep doing. Kind of boring to sit and watch, I suppose. Alright, so I didn't blow anything up. I plugged it in. We do have a red light. Oh, here we go. Light is glowing on there. I'm hoping that's a good thing. I'm hoping it's supposed to glow. I'm assuming it is. Yeah. So the next step will be kind of buttoning everything down with the power supply. See what we can get going on with the steering wheel and everything like that. So maybe the volume pod or something, maybe we can turn the volume up. So, alright, let's check it out. Just run another cable. Next thing is, this is all, how far does that go down? Is that okay? Just go all the way down, huh? Look here, see? The teeth all look pretty good. They have some grease on them. And when the steering wheel moved and the motor moved, nothing really rattled too much. I need to be careful that when I put this back in though, that I don't pinch that cord. Alright, so there's a piece of plastic there. We'll take that off. Behind that is the glass bezel, or the bezel, whatever you want to call it. So there we go, we take that off, set it over here, try not to get it to break. Those are hard to come by. The glass, not exactly sure what that is. That must be something to screw into. I think I can get the glass out without maybe removing that. Maybe I should just remove that real quick. I almost need a longer bit here. You know what, I'll just use a hand screwdriver. So, we just don't want to break anything here. Alright, get that out of there. We're going to set this on the windowsill so we don't lose it with the screws. And then this piece of glass, hopefully, will just come out. But there's no real easy way to... There we go. Get it out. I almost need like a suction cup or something, you know what I mean? So that's going to go all the way up again. Okay, there's going to be room to put the monitor in there though, so we won't have a problem there. So let me just be careful here and not break this glass. Got the edge off, so it's a pretty nice piece of glass. Clean that up real good. There's not really anything on the back of it that's scuffing or any of that. So I'm going to set this over here by the asteroids out of the way from getting broken, and we'll put this kind of to cover it, maybe to keep it safe for a minute. Okay. Alright everybody, I just want to update you on what's going on. So we can get the Sega game to work now. So we can turn it on and the steering wheel works. We can plug it in and give it a coin. Turn the power supply on. Turn this on. Sorry, it's all wiggly. Okay. So then we give it, let's back it out just a little bit. And then we give it a coin. So we can give it a coin. And she comes to life. The steering wheel rattles a lot, but I don't know if that's just part of it. It's pretty noisy. Maybe I don't have it tightened down all the way, I don't know. Then give it gas. Here we go. You can hear it going. Ooh, hit the boost. We hit the road, we're off the road, okay? So it's kind of good progress, right? Even the light up here works. So now we're just in a monitor situation. Thunderblade has a monitor in it. And I'm assuming that the wiring harness is the same. And it should be a 20-inch monitor the same. So an option is to pull the monitor and chassis out of this, put it in the Sega. Alright, well that's it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to have to figure out this monitor thing, and then we'll just get it going. So, awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm pretty excited about this Outrun working. Too bad for the old Thunderblade. We'll have to get back with it on another day. Once again, thanks. And if you like, please push that thumbs up. That'll mean a lot. And subscribe. And don't forget to check out our Instagram at Alan's Arcade and at Eric D Game Collector. Bye now.